Yeah, when we go to lunch, remind me to shut the recording off. We don't need to record live.
Could I have a solar calculator, Mr. Yeah. What? You said
In about 5 more minutes, I'm going to be saying go. So I got one lady in and
wait, so can I go to the bathroom again?
we did.
770. Can I go? Can I go?
As soon as she comes back, you can go. And then who was it that asked about after? Now this is all dependent on you getting this done within the next 5 minutes. 5 minutes, whoever hasn't gone, you're gonna wait until we get about through with notes.
So the first one is multiplication. Addition.
Hang on.
Oh, why would I was talking yourself in there. Oh, she said she did. She said I got pressed this, but I pressed it and I pressed that.
Yeah, because it's irrational, right? So it's a never-ending decimal. We're rounding to the hundredth, which means we should have 2 spaces back.
Bro.
All right, who is my next lady? All right, Jeremiah? Did I get it right? Jamar, sorry. Go. Who else was waiting on the guys? You know I won't stop. You know that's above my ability.
17.
Oh, goodness. You're just gonna have to do like the number times the number. Come on, ladies. Do I have another lady waiting?
Did I do numbers? Oh, I got it.
Love that buffalo flag.
My brain hurt.
Mr. Diaz.
I had stickers there.
Alright. Number 1. I need help with 28 times 28. So what is 2 squared?
2 squared 4.
Come on. 28 squared. So 0, 4, 8 squared. 2 times 8? 16. Doubled up? And a 0. So 28 squared is 784, right?
Yeah.
All right, and then we have 21. So 21 squared. What's 2 times 2? 1 times 1. Remember, if you only get one digit, you put a 0 in front, right?
I thought it was just a 2, not a 1.
21. Alright, so then what is 2 times 1? Doubled up with a 0. So 441. So on number 1, should I be adding or subtracting, guys? Adding because I have both legs. And again, I'm watching you guys as I'm going through this, and I can tell you who's getting ready, who's getting themselves involved, and who's sitting there waiting for class to end. You gotta be here, right? Get something out of it. Get out of it that you're gonna be ready for next year. Do I really worry about whether or not you know the Pythagorean theorem? No. Do I worry about you having the ability to learn, to break up a problem and get the solution? Yes. Because that means you're ready for high school. Okay? You have got to learn. And a lot of you have got to learn how to learn. Alright. So we're adding. Get involved. Some of you quit sitting there.
1,000.
28 squared plus 21 squared equals c squared. 784 plus 441 equals
1,225.
Equals c squared. What is my last step? By itself, that number, what do we call that when we're trying to find that number? That by itself. Square root, right? I am root. I love that. I am root. I need that square root.
35.
35? Everybody agreed? I do not have an idea what the answers to these are.
It's 35.
Okay? Alright, where are we at? Mr. Diaz came back. Who was next? Garrett? Desmond? Go. When Desmond walks back in, Austin, you go. Any other ladies? Ladies, you really got to represent this class. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have very few ladies, so you guys really got to represent when we get in this class. Number 2. Should I add or subtract? This 17 is straight across from that 90-degree angle. That means that it is the, what is that word? Hypotenuse, the hippopotamus. Whenever I have that hippopotamus, I have to subtract. Alright, so I need 17 and 8. I'm still recording over there, right? Okay. So, let's use this one. 17 squared minus 8 squared equals b squared. Did anybody write a squared instead of b squared? Are you wrong? Am I wrong? Could be either a or b. I am never wrong. Come on. 17 squared.
208.
Good job. Mari is picking it today. 8 squared.
64.
64 equals b squared. 289 minus 64. 225 equals b squared.
Square root 15.
I am root. What do we call that symbol?
Unison? Square root.
No, it says square root. Radical. It's the radical symbol, and when you put the radical symbol over a number, it's saying take the square root. Alright, square root of 225, B equals 15. As time goes on, I'm going to be doing less and less. Probably about January when we come back, I'll be like, do your belt warm up and turn it in. And I won't even be asking if you have any questions on it. Okay? Tomorrow, last week. Alright. Is it a right triangle?
No.
How do I answer that question? Is it a right triangle? Yes or no? How do I find out? What do I gotta do? Ms. Powell.
12. Trying to think if I'm gonna say it. Oh my gosh, I don't remember. 12 to the second power plus 5 to the second power is 13 to the second power, and then, or the square root, not square root.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
You were saying it right.
But, 12 to the second power is 144, and then 5 to the second power is 25, which equals 13 to the second power, and then 144 plus 125 equals 169, and then 13 to the second power is 169, so yes, it is.
Okay. Plug them in to Pythagoras, right? Just exactly what she did. Jalen's so waiting for me to be done. He's got like this done like hours ago. He's just waiting. Does 144 plus 25 equal 169? So my answer is yes, it is a right triangle. Alright, last one. What about decimals? Decimals. I like mission decimals. Okay. How do I get 8/11ths into a decimal? Division. A fraction is a division problem, right?
So it
And I hope I don't, but I might have a couple of people who wrote 8.11. You've got to stop that. I don't know where I get all these eighth graders that tell me that a fraction is whatever that is. Hey, you gotta do long division, don't you? Alright, so 8 gets in the box. Can I fit an 11 into an 8? No. So I'm gonna throw that 0. Right? Alright, so how many times can I throw an 11 into an 8? So that's gonna be 7. 7 times 11. Have any of you ever had a big gulp from the 7-Eleven store?
Oh, what?
And y'all lost out when they dropped them. Ooh, I love those things. Alright, so what's it? 80 minus a 77? 3. And I need another 0.
1.3.
How many times can I fit an 11 into a... So I got a 7 and a 2. 2 times 11 is... And when I subtract, I get an 8. So I'm going to bring down another 1. And that's going to give me another 7, 77, 3, 0, 30. What's happening? How many numbers are repeating? 2. So I have 0.72 repeating. Is that rational or irrational? Can I write it as a fraction?
Yes.
So, rational. Help me write that as a fraction. How many numbers are repeating?
2.
So I need to use how many zeros? Right? However many is repeating, use that number of zeros. What was my cheat? Minus 1. Alright, so that gives me 72 over. Is there a number that goes into both 72 and 99?
Wait.
9.
Oh, cause 9.
What is 72 divided by 9?
And then 9 times
What's
11.
99 divided by?
11.
Does it work? Can I write that back as its fraction? Yeah. That makes it a rational, because a rational number can be written as a fraction. All right, let's get homework out.
Let's go.
No, you just don't take my zero. You're going to skip my class. I was sick. You weren't sick. You were on the couch eating food.
Probably was.
I don't like cookies. I don't either. Captain Crunch is no ball. I don't really care for Crunch berries very much, but the peanut butter Captain Crunch, oh man.
I love.
Yes, sir.
Me too.
No, not you.
Pyramids, right?
That explains a lot. Hey y'all. Legitimately suffered insignificant.
There it is. Oh,
Yeah.
you have to like put it next to the
And you weren't gonna do every single problem. I think I thought it was about 16. Somebody who got it done told me it was 18.
I did it in 16.
So you did it in 16. That could be a good thing, or not. Dr. Peterman says, or not. The choice is
Yours.
the choice.
I made it. No, I didn't.
All right, let's see. I need a homework.
Can you take this in my
I forgot you had to write it down. I did it on my
That's aluminum.
Never mind.
Steel.
It's stainless steel.
Pretty cool, huh? Anybody got a pointer? What? I got like.
All right. All right, mouth closed. So where did we get stuck? I got to this problem and I could not find the answer. Nowhere? So we're all ready to turn in?
No.
Which problem? Okay, so we have
No.
a right triangle. Where's my pen? Where's my pen go? What's going on with you? Stop. Alright. Yes,
It's tiny little.
yes. 181. Alright, guys, settle please. Alright, so first question to you is, should I add or subtract?
Subtract.
Oh no. Pardon me.
Do I have two legs or do I have a leg and a hypotenuse?
Leg and a half.
Do you have any idea what problem I'm on? I wrote it wrong. Okay, so I'm like, why do you keep saying that? And I have it wrong. Okay. So yes, subtract. So I need 181 squared minus 180 squared equals a squared. Alright, I need 181 times 181.
32,761.
And now I need 180 times 180.
32,000.
Does anybody not understand where I'm getting these numbers from? So we know how to work this problem. Does anybody not understand when we're gonna add and when we're gonna subtract? Yes? So we know where 32,761 came from?
No.
And we know why we're subtracting. What does a number to the second power? Now, I saw some earlier and yesterday afternoon, I saw a few people giving me 100 and they were multiplying 181 times 2. You gotta not do that. The base tells you what, the exponent tells you how many, right? So 181 times 181, all day long. All right, so when I subtract that, I get 361. All right, I need that radical. And the radical says take the square root. You are looking for a number times itself. That will give me 181. And this one would actually be on your number line. You can use that red button on that calculator. Anybody else needs to get one, get one. They're in that bag up there. Please make sure, guys, because in my next class, other people need them too. So you don't get to walk out with them because other people need to borrow some too.
Explain to me.
All right. Anyone else have a question on another problem up there?
Like 44 and 125. 34.
Where are we looking at?
Right beside 65. And 24.
I let 44 right at the top. All right. So we are doing, it says leg 44, leg, question mark, and hypotenuse 125. Add or subtract? Subtract. I've got that hypotenuse, I have to subtract. So I need 125 squared minus 44 squared equals a squared. What do I get for 125 times 125? Should be pretty big. No one? Minus 44 times 44. 44 times 44.
1,936.
Equals a squared. Now, guys, as you guys are, I'm depending on you with those calculators. So, if you don't agree with it, you need to speak up. Don't just write it down. Make sure we're all checking each other, all holding each other accountable. All right, what's 15,625 minus 1,936?
1,689.
Yeah. That's it.
Everybody?
Yeah.
All right, equals a squared. Radical? Radical says, hey, take that square root. What is the square root?
117.
So that means I'm going to go down now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What is another?
Yay. 20, 25, 20. That's something right. Well, I heard. 8.
What do we do? 125?
Yeah, but I got it.
Don't shoot me. I'm innocent. Baby.
There.
Friend. That's me.
Now yours, you can actually just put 12 squared in minus. Alright. How about, 8:45?
No, it's A45.
R. Hello.
Alright,
My name is
A 45 53. Here's my 90-degree. So again, should I add or subtract? So 53 squared minus 45 squared equals A squared. 53 squared. What do I get? 53 times 53. 2,800. 09. 45 times 45. Equals A squared. Subtract. Equals A squared.
Oh, that's 28. I'm loving it.
A equals. Alright, I'm going to go to the next one. One more. It says leg.
Oh boy. 100 minus 60. Oh. Shoot. Oh no. Oh yeah, it's minus.
Okay, so on this one,
On another.
should I add or subtract?
Add.
I got both legs, so I'm gonna add. So 24 squared plus 7 squared equals C squared. 570, we've done that 24 so many times. 5 what? Plus 49. 625, that's one we've seen a couple of times also. Square root. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll put that away unless we're ready. If we're ready to turn it in, hold it up. If you need to, turn it in tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am. I'll turn it tomorrow. ASAP. As soon as I get here.
How am I supposed to know what problem is what?
One's here.
Oh, yeah, sure, that's what I'm gonna follow.
My number. Oh wait, I'm not gonna write
I need tape.
Where's all the?
Right, 12 right here.
I don't really care. Come and give it to me. Bye-bye.
I'm not gonna watch it.
Okay. You should be very proficient with that.
Come and give it to me.
Work. We need journal notes out.
Which one?
Well, you should have one journal.
It's all in the section.
Okay. I do mine in a row and I keep dating them, so I got them.
I only did. How many journal notes do we have? A lot.
Not a lot. It is in, there is a video in.
I don't have the attachment.
You still don't have an email? Okay. I'm gonna give you a YouTube link.
Oh my god. 3,
Alright,
7, 2.
your drawer in the second one. I'll come get it in a second, but you can go put it in your drawer. We're talking about distance today.
Yes.
Distance. draw like a little box. Do you remember, y'all have, well, some of you are new, but those that were here a few years ago, you had Miss Soto in math,
Yes.
and you learned about the coordinate plane.
I had Miss Floyd.
Okay,
What's the best?
my axis on a coordinate plane. We are taking notes.
Oh, yeah.
This is information you've got to be able to have and do and use. This is another time when you've got to use something a previous teacher taught you. That's how math works. All right. The number line that goes across the bottom is called my number line that goes up and down is called my good deal. And a coordinate point is where my lines intersect. And I always write X first and Y second. Yes? You are going to be reading a graph today and pulling coordinate points off of it. So if you don't know what I'm talking about here, am I blocking? Can you see over me? All right. If you do not know what I'm talking about here, guys, then you need to tell me yes or no. Have you written any of this down? Because you haven't paid a bit of attention to what's going on. Okay. All right, so let's say I have, and right now today I'm only dealing with quadrant 1. Every line is a number, right?
Yes, sir.
Make you a rough draft. So, if I put a point right here, what is A? The X is? If I go from A, point A, down to my x-axis, what number do I come to?
3.
So X is 3. If I go to the y-axis, what number do I come to? So the coordinate point A has the coordinates 3, 2. X is always first. Y is always second. Yes? Alright, what about this one right here? Let's say this is B. What's B? What's X? And Y is? Now, if you say 4, 1, you're going to end up on a different place, and it's going to be wrong. You've got to make sure that X is first, just like the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W,
Y and Z.
X, Y. Right? Alright, I'm going to get tricky here. What about this coordinate point right here?
0.
So it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, Y, X? Okay, so what's the X?
0.
I'm on the x-axis at
2.
4, 0. 4, 0. Good job. Okay, what if I said the whole building's gonna start vibrating pretty soon. What if I said, they're working on.
rolling.
Okay, so what's this one, guys?
Wait, yeah,
Yes, I'm sorry. 0.
Hi, Miss Graham.
Hey, Miss Nelson.
I am Batwoman.
You are Batwoman.
Hi. Sorry. I couldn't resist.
No. Okay. Alright. So, the reason we're calling this lesson distance is because we have a formula and we're going to be finding the distance between 2 points. Okay? How long is it from here to here?
about
Pretty.
1, 2, 3.
You can't count those white lines though.
Oh,
You gotta go from here to here.
so
Alright. Well, we've got a formula. And it's called the distance formula. So D for distance is equal to the square root parentheses x minus x squared plus y minus y squared. Well, they probably are not going to. But we have air today, so we're going to be happy. Happy. Alright, so this is 0, 3. And this is 3, 2. So our first step is to plug in. So if I'm looking at those 2 coordinate points, what is my x minus x? 0 and 3. Alright, now, order doesn't count. It doesn't matter. So we're going to say 3 minus 0. Why am I subtracting 3 and 0? Because the formula says x minus x squared plus, what's going to be my y minus y? Who are my 2 y's? 3 and 2. So that's going to be 3 minus 2. X minus x, y minus y. 0 and 3 are my x's, 3 and 2 are my y's. Alright, now look, what's 3 minus 0? 3 squared. What is 3 minus 2? 1 squared. What is 3 squared? Plus, what's 1 squared? Now, before you start whining, you had to do 3 minus 0. Is 3 minus 0 a hard thing?
no.
You had to do 9 plus 1. Is that a hard thing? No. 9 plus 1 is?
1. I mean, not
Alright, so I need the square root of 10. What 2 squares should 10 goes on the sides of 10?
9 and
12. No. So it's going to be about 3 something, right? Alright, let's get that calculator help. What's my something? Square root of 10.
Nope.
It's 3.162 something.
3.162. Alright, so that 2 says the 6 is going to do what?
That's
That's what I'm
safe.
saying.
Yes, they say.
Alright, back to the beginning. You don't have to draw, but you do have to tell me what the coordinates are. So I'm going to use this one and this one. So what are my coordinates for this one? If I come down,
1, 2, and 3, 6.
okay, so 1, 2, 6, 3. So what is x minus x? I'm going to write that formula again. X minus x squared plus y minus y squared. All right. First step is to plug it in. 6 minus 1 plus what? So what's 6 minus 1? So the square root of 5 squared plus 3 minus 2, guys. What's 5 squared? What's 5 squared? 25. And what's 1 squared? Adam. So I know this is 25, so my answer's got to be 5 point something, right? So 5.09. Okay, so when I round 5.099, this 9 says this has to make a 10. So how do I round this one, guys? 5.1. 1, 2, or 3? I know it's long, but it's very easy. It's long, but very, very easy. All right, we're gonna get started. We're going to the mall, and to start with, we're gonna hit the first 3 places together. Then we're gonna separate and go 5 more places on our own. Nathan, you have one for Joseph. And I'm going to make you do every step on your answer sheets. So, yay, Miss Graham. I got one.
He's happy.
What's the nearest one?
Hair.
What would it be?
It says N, I thought it said hair.
No, there's a hair salon and a nail salon.
Oh, I don't know what a hair
So it is to be a nail salon or the dumb thing you probably look at.
Okay. Let me get up. Oh, I got that on the. Alright. We're gonna start. Y'all pick an entrance. Look at the outside of your graph. Look at the outside. There are 3 entrances. We need to agree on what entrance are we gonna go in.
Zero five.
Go.
05.
It's right here on the bottom.
15.
05.
Plus wax. I know.
That's your answer sheet. Okay, hold on. Yes. Okay. Let's get. Alright, we all agree that we're coming in on
16.
016. I don't have a 016.
I meant 16.
Alright. So 16 0, that's at the bottom down here. So you're gonna put 2 coordinates in right here, guys. Is there any way, does anybody know how I can
I thought we were supposed to get the keeper
You
here.
only give us 2 of this.
alright. Alright, so on number 1, that's not gonna work. We're gonna write 016. See at the top it says coordinates. You have 2. So I need to write 0. It's not gonna let me write on here. Dadgummit. I can't write on that. It'll change the one in here. Alright, we'll try it back up here again. Zero 16. Okay, now look, we gotta decide where we're gonna go. What store are we gonna go to first?
Food.
Alright, there's 2 different foods. Which one?
No.
Alright, so what is the coordinates? That square block there is the door.
17.5.
17.5. Okay, have we written that? Okay. Alright. Now I've got to fill in. What does it say on your first heading here? It says plug it in, right? So we got to plug it in. What are my x minus my x? So 17 minus 0 squared plus, what's my y minus my y? 16 minus 5 squared. Alright, what does it say on this column?
Subtract number.
Subtract. So I'm going to get my radical again. What's 17 minus 0? So that's 17 squared plus, what's 16 minus 5? 11 squared. Alright. What does this say? What's the next one? Square those numbers. So 17 times 17.
289.
And 11 times 11. Does everybody understand this process where we're going through here? Alright. So we have this formula. It's down at the bottom of your answer sheet, right? We're picking 2 coordinates. Remember, your first number is always x, second is always y. So what does our formula say we got to do? X minus x. So 0 and 17. Y minus y. 16 and 5. Plug them in. All we did was put our x's in where the x's go, the y's in where the y's go. Then we subtracted 17 minus 0 and 16 minus 5. Then we're going to square those numbers. Seventeen squared is 289. 11 squared is 121. Now what are we going to do? Add those numbers. 410. All right, now you can use your calculator. In your very last column, square root of 410. 20.24 what?
8.
All right, that's all the farther I got to go. What the 20? I'm sorry.
20.
Point. So what does the 8 say that the 4 is supposed to do? So I should have 20.25.
So let me just.
Alright. Our problem, so far, how are we doing? Kinda understanding what we're doing here? A little bit? No? Well, help me. Tell me what?
Oh, I said understood.
You said no.
I said yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, I've got some cloth ones over there on the back counter behind my desk. Okay, so we're at this food court, right? And we're gonna go somewhere else, but we're gonna start with this 17.5.
Back here.
Somewhere back along there somewhere, there should be a pack. So 17.5 is my first one. Where am I going? From, oh, did you draw a line from, that's why you got that ruler on your desk. Draw a line from the entrance to the food court. Draw a line from the entrance we used up to the food court. Which one did we use?
The
016 and 17.5. I'm sorry, you pointed on the wrong. Where are we going? Toy store?
Wait.
We're not going to an exit yet. We gotta go to, we're gonna go to 3 places to get 2 4 places together, and then you're gonna be on your own. It is 16-0. Oh, shoot.
Oh, it's 16.
We're gonna leave it. It's wrong. You're right. Good job on that. I wrote the wrong coordinate. All right, 17.5 and
10.
16.10. Where are we going? What's at 16.10? All right, let's plug in those numbers. Who's my x minus x? All right. X minus x. 17 minus 16.
Oh, there it is.
Plus 10 minus 5 squared. Do what now? It don't matter. The order because you're gonna square it, it's not gonna make a difference what order you put it in. So I just always put it in greatest minus least. All right. So what's 17 minus 16? 1 squared plus 5 squared. Square those numbers. 1 plus 25. I need the square root of 26. 5.1 what?
Because you have to round, because it's 5.09.
.099, and that means we got 5.1. Is it getting any better?
So,
You've got to be involved and you got to be working it with me. Otherwise, I cannot help you. Eugene, how we doing? Where are we at?
16.
So this has got to start. Number 3 has got to start at 1610. All right, we're at the toy store.
we got each other.
Yep. Where are we going? I think we should go to the animal store. And get a puppy. Yay!
Oh.
23.7. Plug in. What's my x minus my x? 23 minus squared plus 10 minus 7 squared. All right, subtract. 7 squared plus 3 squared. Square those numbers. 49 plus 9. Add them. All right, I need the square roots of 58. Square root of 58. Go on, give me the 3 numbers. 7.611. All right, well, what does the 5 say that the 1 should do? So what's my answer going to be? All right, now you have got to fill in the rest of your stops on your own. Where is number 4 going to start at? 23.7, right? Okay, pick out where you're going to go next and fill in the rest of your stops.
Do you go through the store when you build one?
You're going from door to door. Those little black squares are your doors. And you're going from door to door.
Not that three. Not, come on.
Alright, so we're at 23.7. The animal store right there. What store do you want to go to next? Cell phone? Alright, so what's the coordinate? So here we got 23.7, that's where we're at. That's my x, that's my y. We're using this formula, so we need these x's and y's. Alright? What are the coordinates for cell phone? X is X and Y. Alright, we got to fill them in here. What's my x minus x squared? 3 minus 17. That's got to go in there. X minus x. Plus. Says subtract the numbers. I'm going to do it again. 23 minus 17. square. Seven minus seven. Zero squared. Alright, now what do I have to do in this next column? What does it mean to square? I'll multiply them by themselves. So what's 6 times 6? Alright, so the square root of 36, 0 times 0 is 0. So when I add them, I still got the square root of 36. What's the square root of 36? What can I multiply by itself to get a 36? My answer is. Okay, so now you're at cell phones, you're at your 17.7. Where are you gonna go? To express, so what is that for? X is 1910. That's supposed to
Okay, I thought we had another.
Oh, man.
exit any. I thought I had some money, but I the light, yeah, you gotta leave, don't you? You gonna live in the mall? How we doing? Hands up if you're stuck, I come help. Alright, you're at 23.7, well, why is this 23.7 here? What's the other coordinate here? Can't be twice. Alright, you're at 16.10. Which was the toy store. And then you went to 23.7. It's an animal. So this one was 16.10, 23.7. So you're at 23.7, and where are you going? Where'd you go? Hmm? It doesn't matter. You pick where you're going. To what? Alright, so then you're at 23.5. So 23.5. I should see 23.7 and 23.5. 7, where are you going? You're at the animal store. Where are you going? To cell phone or to a friend? You pick. It's up to you. Alright, so what's the coordinate for that? X is? Alright. 23.7, 19.10. Now your first step is to plug it into this formula. So I do the x minus the x. 23 minus 19. Right you radical, parentheses, x minus x squared. X minus the x, 23 is an x, and a 19 is an x. Okay, what's the y minus the y? Okay, so plus 10 minus 7. Put your numbers in the parentheses like you did your oops, or in your formula. No, not look how it is. X minus x parentheses squared. Subtract the numbers. 23 minus 19.
It wasn't that hard.
20 minus 4 7 minus 10 3. So I know what square root of 4 squares. Alright, now you gotta square those numbers. So here I have the square root of what's 4 times 4, and 2 times 3. Plus 9. Alright, now add them. Alright, now this is the square root of 25. You do, but if you can, because when you square here, it's gonna come out to be. You can turn it in if you're done.
We already done.
It was, cause it's 60.
Exactly.
Square plus b squared.
Oh.
All right, let's go.
You do the one with all the food, you can get the easy number. Hey, people.
I'm getting by Natalie. Excuse me.
Yay! Are you gonna get me?
Because I feel like it.
He's just an unlocked version of this Nathan, except he has like actual blonde hair. Nathan has
Mouse are quiet in the hall. I should not hear my class talking. hear her saying not to talk, but I'm just gonna continue because I'm privileged that way.